The next section is on power, and we can define power basically as the rate of which work is done. The equation that we'll use for power is power, P, is equal to work, which is W, divided by the change in time, or the elapsed time in seconds. When we run upstairs, the T is very, very small, so our power is very large if you run up the stairs. If you walk up the stairs, your time is much larger, so your power is small. But you'll notice in both of those cases that your amount of work is exactly the same. So in this case, your work is the same, but your time is changing. When your time is small, your power is large, and when your time is large, your power is really small. And you want to make sure that you note that difference between the two. Next thing we can look at is the unit of power. The SI unit of power is called the watt. Yeah, I know, what? That's funny. Alrighty, so a watt is equal to 1 joule per second. So a watt is 1 joule per second. It was named after the Scottish engineer James Watt, who perfected the steam engine, and that is the unit that we will use. It's just basically the watt. In the British system, you're used to the horsepower, so if you buy a car, you buy a motorcycle, you buy a lawnmower, they always have a certain amount of horsepower. You will need the conversion. You'll need to memorize this. 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watts, because you most likely will see something that will work there in that way. When we buy energy, and they charge us for the kilowatt hour. It's commonly used by the electric power company, and the power companies will charge you by the kilowatt hour. But this is not power. This is really energy. So when you look at the math and you look at the physics, you really, instead of calling the power companies, we need to say they're energy companies. And some of them have led on to that. For example, Duke is called Duke Energy. Indianapolis Power and Electric really needs to change their name to Indianapolis Energy and Electric. Whatever they want to do, I guess, is fine. They make a lot of money doing what they're doing. For if I want to go from kilowatts to watts, I do need to make sure that I always notice that there are 1,000 watts in 1 kilowatt. That'll be important for you to know. 1 hour, you know, is about 3,600 seconds. And so if I have a kilowatt hour, that's equal to about 3.6 times 10 to the 6 joules. And that's just a little derivation for you to go through and see. If you're converting from joules to kilowatt hours, you'll need to use that 3.6 times 10 to the 6. Then you can get to it very easily by just using this conversion. So if you watch out for that, that should work out really well. At this point, we're going to stop, and we'll do the problem here in the next section.